If you want to be fluent, just start reading in your language acquisition journey. Like that's it. Like I don't understand why most people don't read because it is just the most efficient way of acquiring vocabulary. So yeah, before starting the video, make sure you check the description, go to my Instagram and DM me there because I'm going to be giving a free PDF to the first 10 persons that DM me on Instagram. So yeah, why you should listen to me? I am not a native speaker of the English language, so I'm just literally making videos to actually improve how I speak English. That's literally the reason why I uh, make these videos. And actually to teach people because I like teaching. So yeah, I have made a lot of these videos in which I talk how meditation can help you, uh, like in my Japanese journey in like I don't know 8 months of learning because I'm actually as well learning Japanese, and I consider myself not a disciplined person, but I like doing disciplined things. So like, if you can consider that discipline, well, then I'm disciplined. So, reasons why you probably don't start reading. I will not understand even a 90% of the book, which is kind of dumb if you think about it. For some reason, you're just scared of reading a book on another language. Very, this actually is a fact for me, was a fact for me. Just pure procrastination, like literally. So, how I will go about these ones is that for the first one, you should actually feel grateful about not understanding because when you go more deep into your language learning and more deep into that language that you're learning, it's going to be super difficult for you to actually find material that you cannot understand. So like feel grateful that you actually don't understand that material and study so you can understand that material, and you then go and try to find another thing that you cannot understand completely, of course. Like you should be on around on I don't know on 80 to 90% of comprehension when reading a book. Actually, if you want to make it like more I don't know enjoyable, your reading, you should actually be on on probably a I don't know a 90% of comprehension. Maybe that's probably 90 to 95% of comprehension if you want if you want the book to actually be kind of enjoyable. So yeah, the second reason, well, I mean, the second solution is that find the reason why you are scared and do something about it. So, probably the reason why you're scared is because of a specific person that you're trying to avoid. Maybe someone is actually going to tell you something about like what you're reading, like where you're trying to read, are you dumb or something like that. And maybe that person is just like one person, and you just need to avoid that person to avoid or just get rid of a person. Maybe that person is a parent of yours. Well, I mean, you don't have to get rid of your parent, of course, but like you can avoid and just ignore what he's saying to you, you know? Like this sound, I mean, it sounds harsh to about your parents, but I actually do it pretty often because it's like they're just they just don't have that much knowledge when it comes to things like learning a language, or yeah, I mean you can just talk to them, and if they actually don't understand why is the reason that you're reading, then you should just avoid and ignore what everything that they say. So yeah, actually the reason why I was scared of reading a book is because I thought, I mean, I could not understand a book never. So like it's a very dumb reason, and actually when I started reading a book, I just said, bro, but this kind of actually easy to understand. So like I just started reading and that's it. Maybe that's the reason why you are not starting to read a book. So like just go and try to fucking read the book. And if you cannot understand it, then do the first, which is feel grateful about not understanding and try to study vocabulary so you can understand the book. That's it. And for the procrastination one, I will say to wake up super early, like 3 to 4, 5 a.m. 3 to 4 to 5 a.m. and start to work immediately. Like this was a life changer, honestly. Like when you're trying to not procrastinate, you shall just wake up early and do the thing that you said you're going to do. This is what I actually do a lot. I'm actually recording this video at 4 a.m. So like that's why my voice is like kind of low, because I just can't like have a loud voice at these hours. So like, yeah. So yeah, just wake up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I start to work immediately. And there's a couple of things why I say this. I say this because you're just not going to procrastinate if you wake up at 3 a.m. Why? Because your brain is going to say, well, we woke up at 3 a.m., at 4 a.m. Why not just do what we said we're going to do? And actually, you can do just like, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours before you go to school. You have like 2 to 3 hours before you go to uni or to work. So, like, you have a pretty good chunk of time to actually make progress on that thing that you said you wanted to do. So, like, yeah, I will say that waking up super early is one of the things that you should actually be doing pretty often if you want to make progress on that thing that you want to do. In general, like it can be for everything. So, and actually, the last thing, you should actually know that there's two ways of reading. There's the intensive reading and excessive reading. Intensive reading is just the boring way of reading. Like intensive reading is, for example, when you read, you know that if you're learning a language, you should actually be looking up kind of often the words that you know. Well, in intensive reading, what you do is that you actually look up every word that you are reading. So that's why it's boring and it's kind of intensive, because you're just looking up every fucking word that comes up that you don't know. And in excessive reading, you just read for fun. So, what I would recommend is just to do intensive reading for like 30 minutes and then just do extensive reading for the rest of the hours of your day. So like, yeah, I would recommend you do that, because there you can't maintain intensive reading for all of the day. Yeah, I mean, I will say that there is, when you're starting, you can maintain intensive reading. Like it's just not viable. It's just not a viable option. So yeah, I will just do it for like 20 to 30 minutes when you are starting to learn a language, or when you are starting to read on reading books. So like, yeah, I will do it for 30 minutes and another, and like I will do extensive reading with books that I actually can understand, or that are out, or that they are on my level. So like, yeah, 2 hours of extensive reading or whatever time you have, and 20 to 30 minutes of like intensive reading. So yeah, that was kind of all of it. And thank you for watching the video.